broadcasting.
Red Eye Radio. It'll keep you up all night.
Yeah, so another one of the old interviews from my old radio show, and it was an awesome honour to speak with Bruce Kulik, awesome musician, and of course did 12 years with the band Kiss, and we had a chat when he was in New York City.
Hogsy.
Yeah.
Hogsy.
Hey, man, how are you?
Bruce Kulik, hi.
How's things, man?
Everything's great. I mean, it's not a lot of sleep at the fantasy camp, but it's just amazing things. I mean, I just came from recording live with Mark Farner. You know, I just backed him up with guitar with Kip Winger and Mark Slaughter and a couple other great guys. And we were live on the Howard Stern show for, satellite Sirius Radio. That's really big here in America.
Absolutely, like Howard Stern's like a legend all over the place. So what was that like going in there? Is he a cool dude?
Well, amazing. I'm a huge Howard Stern fan. We grew up kind of in New York. We're about a month apart in birthdays, and I will say he's a lot richer than me, but we kind of look similar. Tall with long hair and the nose. So, thank you. I overheard someone saying I'm much hotter. Okay, but I even showed him my license. It was funny, not on camera, of course. I just said people say you look like Howard Stern. He seemed really relaxed, though. I mean, I know he got $1 gazillion to do the satellite radio, but just a thrill to see everybody at the show. Of course, I had an early lobby call to do it, but stuff like that, you just, those are the things that make it all worthwhile, to all the struggling and all the hard work you do as a musician when you're have that dream and you follow it, so to actually get it happening is just amazing.
Good for you, man. That's what I wanted to ask you about. Like, where did it all start for you? Like, I know you were born in, was it Brooklyn, New York?
Yeah, born in Brooklyn, lived in Brooklyn and Queens. In the last 20 years, I've been living in L.A. Gene Simmons kind of made that hint when I first joined the band about a year into that. Come out to L.A. It's nice out here. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I do enjoy L.A., of course, and although I love Australia, I tell you, I've been there many times. And but it's just great to do. I got to say though, because I'm in New York and I haven't born and bred here, and I haven't been here enough to be here this week. I am just beside myself. I'm so excited. Everywhere I go, I'm just like, I love this. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
And I really wish, I got to make another trip back, or I want to extend the one that I'm having here. And I never thought I'd be that way, and I'm just really freaking out. I can't believe how cool Manhattan looks and how much they've done to it.
Yeah, there's such good energy there, isn't there? So, such good energy in the city.
Amazing energy. And a little bit of Vegas fell into it somehow. There's more like neon signs and more glittery things everywhere, which is nice, though. I appreciate that, because I'm not a big Vegas fan, but it's really cool. Really, really cool.
Nice, man. And how did you get into music? Was it something that you're always going to do?
The day I saw the Beatles perform, that was it for me. I was a young lad.
Wow.
But, it was like, oh my God, this is cool. My brother was slightly older than me. He was already kind of playing guitar from, someone in the family showed him something, and, he was into folk or something. But then, growing up in the 60s and the 70s, the most amazing music came out of those eras. You know that.
Yeah.
And I just, still to this day, I mean, nothing thrills these campers more than jamming a Cream song or Rolling Stones or the Beatles. Or get this, I mean, I grew up on the Monkees, of course. Right?
Yeah.
And who's here? Peter Talk is one of the counselors, and I'm jamming, Daydream Believer and I'm a Believer, and
wow.
Last Train to Clarksville with him with campers. It doesn't get any better than that, so. That's what it is. Every day there's these amazing things that happen, and all spontaneous, and just feels, incredible to have this opportunity, of course.
Yeah, there he is, Bruce Kulik. More stories from him shortly, of course, his time with Kiss and Meatloaf, and even Michael Bolton. It's just unreal. He's got some cool stories about Kiss as well, and we'll play some Kiss songs coming up. But for right now, he's just speaking of the Monkees. What a great band they were. Of course, one of the guys from the Monkees, I don't know if it had been the guys at the camp, but his mum created liquid paper. It's just incredible, isn't it? Like, that was for real story. His mum created liquid paper, which was massive back in, when I was at school anyway. Everyone had liquid paper. But this is one of the Monkees songs done by Smash Mouth. It's I'm a Believer. Here it is on the Red Eye.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else but not for me.
Yeah, cool track from Smash Mouth, the Monkees classic, I'm a Believer. Of course, Bruce was rocking that out, I guess, yesterday with one of the guys from the Monkees, which is pretty cool. Now, we get back into our chat with Bruce Kulik, who did 12 years with Kiss. He was with Meatloaf when he was rocking it in the Bat Out of Hell tour back in like 78 and 79, if you can believe that. Unreal, isn't it? Just the stories. And I asked him about what it would be like with the kids. Obviously, these kids at this rock and roll camp would just be just gaga, getting to play with their heroes and talk to the heroes. And I asked him what sort of impact that felt like coming from the kids.
Oh yeah, that blows them away the most. I got to be honest. It's just incredible. you know, they think that, you know, obviously to be a counselor, you're successful, you have a resume. That's the only reason why David Fishoff would hire you for this, okay?
Yeah.
But why did we pick up a guitar, or why did we play keyboards or bass or be a singer? Is because of someone else. So when we're here and we have these greats, my first fantasy camp was a year and a half ago in L.A., and Roger Daltrey, I got to be the Pete Townsend for Roger.
Wow.
So that changed my life. I mean, I was on cloud nine for weeks after that. You know, the first person I called the next day after the camp was Paul Stanley, going like, I can't believe who I just jammed with. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we used to fool around with Who songs at Kiss sound checks. You know what
Wow.
I mean? In fact, there was a year where we even used to sometimes play live back in probably 86 or 7. We used to play Won't Get Fooled Again, you know. So Paul's going to do the one in L.A. coming up next year. He's going to be one of the special guests. And then the campers, yeah, they see how I'm acting around, you know, Roger, you know, and they may see me in some high esteem, but we're working, everyone's on the same level here, and we're all, you know, really respectful, and no one's got an ego when you come to the fantasy camp.
That's cool, man. Do you reckon that you've lived your dream? Because you certainly got an amazing story.
Yeah, it's just, I'm doing a blog for Gibson Guitarist, you know, where I'm telling each day's events. I'm like falling over the keyboard, you know, because I'm doing it like 12 at night after, you know, being up at, just today I had to get up at 6 a.m., you know, to be on the radio. But,
right.
You know, I wouldn't trade this for anything. You know, I'll sleep when I'm dead. You know, that's what Fishoff always says. So there you go. You know, this is too exciting, and I can't wait to share all my stories when I get home. And I know I'm going to have to decompress. It's like a high you get. You just can't. You wish you could do it every day, you know, but you can't, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll wait for the next camp until I'm like overly stimulated, shall I say.
Now, what was it like, man, back in the day? I mean, obviously, you did 12 or so years with Kiss, which I could just imagine to be unbelievable to be on stage playing some of those songs.
Of course. I mean, one of my high points was obviously, you know, it's great to play in America because I played, you know, the Garden and all these big arenas here in America. But whenever we went overseas, that was really a thrill. And in '95 was the time when we took the band to Australia. It was the first year they did the convention tour,
yep,
where we actually set that up, and it was huge. I mean, these hotels were packed. It was unbelievable. And the gigs, you know, they were all, you know, I think we did like 3 or 4 cities. I can't remember exactly, but it's been great. And I feel like Australia is my second home. I got really good friends in Melbourne and Sydney. And I tell you, I feel very comfortable there. I just wish it wasn't such a big plane trip. You know?
Yeah, it's a long way away.
It's great. Yeah, it's a long way, but you got a great country, and I'm just really comfortable there whenever I'm there.
Now, man, when you're
a flat white, please, right? Give me a flat white.
Yeah, we'll let him order his coffee. There's more stories from Bruce Kulik coming up very shortly on the Red Eye, but let's play one of the great Kiss tracks. This is Sure Know Something. More from Bruce shortly on the Red Eye.